Good morning, food content time. Today is going to be like an all-day affair. I think I'm going to make squash stuffed with white beans and dark greens. It's feeling really good to me, so I'll show you the beans. Here I have white cannellini beans that I have soaked overnight. Soak your beans, you won't fart as much. My drained cannellini beans are going in the Instant Pot insert, along with just the stem of sage and a dry bay leaf. And enough water to generously cover. I think that's good for me, which was 6 cups. Okay, we pop that into the Instant Pot. And I'm going to see how the bean chili button works. See this guy? Bean chili. Okay, so that's high pressure for 30 minutes. That sounds right to me. So I'll show you how those beans turn out later. In the meantime, I will be giving a yoga lesson here in my apartment. Look how beautiful. If you want to do yoga with me, send me a DM. I'm practicing here in my home, and I have space for 1, 2, 3, up to 4 people at a time. So let me know. We're back. This has been turned off for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. Not all the pressure has released, so I will help it out. Ooh, maybe. There we go. I was twisting the wrong way. And then you wait for that little Okay, let's see what we got. Pray, it's right. There we go. Maybe too much water. I'm still figuring out the right water ratio, but the good thing is that my beans are fully cooked, and you know, the extra water, we can just drain them. It doesn't matter. Here are the beans, and they need a lot of salt. I don't put salt in when I cook them, and I don't know why, other than I've heard that you aren't supposed to, but I don't know, part of me wants to. I'll take this bay leaf out. Here are the squash that I'm using. I think they're called delicata. They're majorly in season right now, so pick some up at the grocery store. They're really good. To prep these, first I cut off the ends, then I sliced it in half. Looks like this inside. I scraped all of that out, and we're left with this, and I'll roast this whole, and then it's like a little boat to fill with beans and greens. For roasting, I'm just giving these a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil, and then I'll rub it all around. I think it's important to have the salt and pepper because these squash are so sweet. Helps balance that sweetness out. They're really delicious. I hope you try these squash. Obviously, you could use any type of squash and stuff it with beans and greens, but these guys are delicious. Okay, I'm moving on to the filling, which is kale. Here, I just gave it a good rinse. And I chose kale because it's a little bit bitter, which will pair nicely with that really sweet squash I just showed you. Okay, kale is in the pan. It's going to get some salt and red pepper, this stuff. I really want some heat happening here because other things are sweet. Going for that mix. I have this on really high heat, so some of the kale is getting blistered when it's touching the pan, and then I just toss it. I don't know, that's a method I like because it gives the kale some texture, and those brown bits have like a more something flavor. By something flavor, I mean like burned, carbony, you know what I'm talking about, cooked. Okay, I'm at a place where the kale is almost done, so now I'm going to add the garlic, because I don't want the garlic to burn. So I add it right at the end, just to give it that garlicky goodness. turned off the heat, but the garlic is still getting nice and fragrant from all the heat left in the pan and in the kale. And now I'm going to start adding beans to this mixture. And my beans, it's very possible I overcooked these guys. Not a terrible way, they're just kind of a little mushy. But also that's beans. I don't know. But I want to get some kind of mixture ratio that looks appetizing to me. This is a good ratio for me, and I've decided that I want to add some herby sage to this mix. Because I had it, I took a few of those leaves that I pulled off the stem that I used in the beans, sliced it up, I'm gonna add it in here. It's fine that it's not really cooking on the stove because this is all gonna cook in the oven again. Squash are out. They're still pretty firm and whistling, if you can hear that. It's so funny. See if I can do this with my phone in my hand. I'll show you just basically. I'm going to fill them with this mixture, but really I'm going to do this with you not involved and put it back in the oven to bake. Okay, this is what they look like, all filled up. I'm going to put them back in the oven, and I'm actually thinking that I'll cover them with foil first. I did. I covered them with foil before I put them in the oven, because I still need that squash to soften up a bit, and I don't want the beans and kale to get too dry on top as it all cooks together. Here's the finished product. They look and smell really good. Yeah, those stuffed squash are looking really good. I'll have one for dinner, give one to my roommate. If you want a couple of them, hit me up. Maybe we can arrange something. I plan on doing some more cooking today, so stay tuned. I feel like spelling this out for you. That dish is vegan and gluten-free. So if you feel like those, diet styles aren't approachable for you, just know that they are. Now, on the topic of not vegan nor gluten-free, some of the other recipes I'm thinking about trying are cabbage soup with pork belly and making chicken stock for that. And I just remembered I had made this like macaroni and cheese type of dish, but used sweet potato and goat cheese for the cheese sauce, and it was actually really good. So if either of those two recipes interest you, let me know. I'll put a poll here.